Early morning updates coming in through from credible sources, and a source from Newcastle is obviously reporting this. And goal. Smash like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. By the time it has gone ahead 2 o'clock morning, Bruno Guimaraes has been forcing a Newcastle exit. And we were all told that tomorrow he was supposed to arrive in La Manga, where the training camp of Newcastle is. I'm obviously going to be letting you know whether he arrived yesterday or not in there for you. So I'm going to be here to see to it that we break this to the fullest and see to it that all is given the right coverage that it deserves. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having pure fun wherever you are. Smash like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we're here to see to it that we really break down this story and you guys really get to the gist of the matter, right? Now, Bruno Guimaraes. To Arsenal, what is the update? Goal. One of the best sports media outlets in there have come up and said Bruno Guimaraes is traveling to Newcastle pre-season training camp in Spain only to submit a formal transfer request. He plans on having talks with Newcastle manager Matthias Giselle to force his exit. Now, this story comes in through from the Goal telling us that Bruno Guimaraes was traveling to Newcastle pre-season training camp only to submit a formal transfer request. You're right? And that was expected yesterday, but we don't know whether he really went ahead to arrive. That is it. But they're telling us that if he's to go there, he is obviously going to be putting in a formal transfer request. You understand? And he plans to talk with the manager, Matthias Giselle. Now, when you are a guy known as the captain for the club and you reach this level of now putting in a formal transfer request, remember the other day, the other time, Bruno Guimaraes went ahead to put in a verbal. He told them that I would love to leave the side of Newcastle and I go to Arsenal, respectively. You remember what Fabrizio Romano came up and put out, that respectively he wanted things to go on like that. You understand? And now, because he wanted things to go on like that, he just told them through his intermediaries that please, I would love to go. And you remember even the former manager of Newcastle, who goes by the names of Eddie Hoy. He came up and told us that he had a private talk with Bruno Guimaraes, and there are things he cannot come up and obviously reveal or say. You understand? So what does that mean? Or what does that train into? Those private matters that he couldn't say might have been the verbal transfer request he put in and told him that please tell the bosses that I want to leave the club of Newcastle. And I think the manager was trying to sweet talk him to obviously stay, but the player was like, my journey with Newcastle is 100% over. Let me tell you this. It's 100% over and we are going nowhere. That is it. And that's what exactly that went ahead to happen between Newcastle and Bruno Guimaraes. Now, that is the goal. Now, this is the closest source from Newcastle. It's known as Cronstyle Newcastle. And they've told us the following. And this is coming in from their live feed. They are telling us that first up is the story on everybody's mind, Bruno Guimaraes. This is where we stand at 8 a.m. It was 8 a.m. UK time. You understand? The player was due to fly into Spain from Brazil last night to meet up with Newcastle squad at their training camp at La Manga. So far, there has been no official word from either Newcastle or the player's side as to whether he has arrived. Now, that means the arrival of Bruno Fernandes at La Manga remains unconfirmed. Whether he traveled in or he hasn't gone ahead to travel in, nobody knows. You understand? But we all know the likes of Vinicius Jr. have gone ahead to arrive. Whether he came back with the likes of Vini in Spain, but even though he went ahead to obviously arrive in Spain, there is no clear-cut evidence indicating that Vinicius Jr. is at La Manga. That is it, meaning that the captain has gone ahead to break what he promised. Remember, he told them, I'm not going to fly with you on the 31st. That was on Friday, and it was like on Sunday, I'll travel from Brazil direct to Spain. And the reason was there is no direct flight, I think, from South America, Sao Paulo to UK. But there is a direct flight from South America, from Sao Paulo to Spain. You understand? That's the reason he gave. But that means he has not lived onto his words. Then they went up and added the following onto this story, that it comes amid ongoing speculations that the Newcastle United skipper is set for a move to Arsenal. Bruno Guimaraes is understood to have told Newcastle that he wishes to move to the Premier League champions if they make an offer that is acceptable to the club. So far, Chronside Live understands that no offer has been officially made and there hasn't yet been club-to-club negotiations. Now, that's what Newcastle does. Even when they are trying to sell Isak to Liverpool, they're like, we are not having any discussions with Liverpool on Alexandra Isak. Isak is going to be our player and he's going to be playing here. But at the end of it all, you saw to it that they sold the player. And they're trying to drag on this to their advantage. As I told you yesterday, they want to drag on this until they get in a replacement for Bruno Guimaraes. But Bruno Guimaraes wants to go to Arsenal, provided Newcastle has gone ahead to obviously accept the fee that Arsenal will give them. Reports that Bruno Guimaraes is set to hand in an official transfer request, that Arsenal are confident of the £75 million deal, and that he could even go on strike, are yet to be collaborated by us. So they're like, those are just reports. They are not yet confirmed. You understand? They are reports that are not yet confirmed, but they came in from the goal, and the goal has sources from Brazil, and you never know, it might have gone ahead to be one of those moments where they've gone ahead to tap in from Brazil and they told the main website of goal. So we wait and see how things really pan out for the side of Bruno Guimaraes, but he is in Spain to hand in a transfer request. That's what we've been told. So today, he's going to do what we call a formal transfer request and tell Newcastle, I'm not going to be here. I want to be playing at the club of Arsenal. And respectively, I came in through. I told you through the manager, Eddie Howe, that I want to go. Right? And you guys are standing in my way. Why do you stand in my way? Don't stand in my way. Just let me go. You understand? So that is what we have right now here onto the Rokani Media Football. As far as the Bruno Guimaraes transfer is really concerned, we all thought that by the weekend it will be done, but till now it's not yet done. And it has not gone ahead to hit what we call completion. But we are 100% sure that he's going to be an Arsenal player. This is how Newcastle drags on. I don't know why Newcastle found it easy to sell Anthony Gordon to Barcelona, when Deco traveled and really let the deal go. And guess what? They sold Anthony Gordon less, like 10 million euros less than Bruno Guimaraes. And I'm like, how do you sell Anthony Gordon, a forward who is 26 years of age or 25 years of age, for 80 million euros, and you are demanding 90 for Bruno Guimaraes? I think they would have gone ahead to tell Barcelona, we want 100 million euros for Anthony Gordon, but I don't know what exactly went over their heads, So I don't know why they are making it hard for these teams in England, because when they're selling outside England, they sell on a cheap. You understand? So guys, I'm waiting for your reactions in the comment section below as Bruno Guimaraes is forcing his exit out of Newcastle. Good morning. First video is up.